you thought that was kinky. This is gonna get a little bit more fucking kinky sticky up in here. Make some noise for the one and only, oh here she is, Miss Helvetica Bold! Take me home tonight. Oh, let me beside that red fine line. Oh, you're gonna let it all hang out. Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round.
I actually started Rockalily Burlesque in 2006. There wasn't any burlesque in Ottawa at the time, and it sounded like a good idea, so...
I had no idea. You're the perfect person to talk to then.
Yes.
So tell us what is burlesque for people who have no idea.
Burlesque is a really broad term. It's kind of all-encompassing striptease, comedy, vaudeville, sideshow. What makes it burlesque for me and for most people is the element of sexuality or satiric sexuality.
Okay. And so what personally drew you to this?
I've always been a bit of an exhibitionist, and I studied theater all through my childhood and teen years, and I love classic pinup, and I'm also kind of the stereotype that loves like Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie and all of the dark, modern pop culture that's embraced classic burlesque and made it something new.
Right.
So with that background just of my personal preferences within pop culture, it was a very natural step to involve myself in it.
Right. And so what can someone expect if we come to one of your shows? What are we going to get?
Boobs. Big ones, little ones, black ones, white ones, square ones. No, that never happens. It's a very theatrical performance. We stand out among a lot of the other burlesque in the city because what we do is very theatrical and very varied. And we started the troupe with a feminist politic, and although we've kind of let that fall into the background, it's still very underlying, and you can see it in a lot of the performances where there's a theme of empowerment.
Awesome. So what does it feel like when you get on stage? What's kind of running through your head? Tell me about that.
It's really nerve-wracking at first, especially when you're debuting a new act, but when you're doing an old one or something that's an old crowd favorite that you're used to, it's not as scary. So there's a lot of energy in the crowd, and you can feed off of that and kind of use that to modify what you're doing on stage. And it feels amazing to have people cheering your name and have people be excited to see your totally weird naked body. My background is more in improv theater and improv comedy than in dance. And the first time I ever performed, I choreographed a routine for myself, and I did it, and it went over well, but I wasn't very comfortable with it. I was very nervous even after I performed it. So now I find I have cues in my head and I practice my song, but I don't choreograph steps for myself because when I do that I screw up. So that's kind of one of the ways I've evolved as a performer. I've had it go both ways. I've had really negative responses. Usually those people won't say anything to your face, but I did a show with the Burlesque Collective, which is a group of performers from all different troupes in Ottawa for Christmas at Maxwell's on Johnny Vegas's lounge night, and someone who was there flipped out and demanded to see the manager and was like calling it smut and saying that it was a disgrace and a blemish on the institution of Maxwell's, and it was terrible. We just laughed at her. And also I remember the first time anyone ever said I was a role model, which was after a show, which now I feel like I have to live up to, and I try to, but that was a really, really heartwarming response to a performance, because for me it's like I'm just shaking my tatas, and people really look up to that.
Oh, you're gonna take me home tonight. Oh.